Fat loss. I'm going to try and do this as succinctly as possible. Part 1, you need to standardize the food intake that you're having every day. So everything you eat, everything you drink, it needs to be standardized in some way. You can either do that by tracking food using MyFitnessPal, you can write it down, or you can just have the exact same thing every day so we know where your baseline is. Next, you're going to need to standardize your energy expenditure. A real simple way to do that is just to go on your phone, have a look at how many steps you're doing a day. So once we've got that baseline, we know where you're at as the standard. Now you're tracking, you've got some baseline of where you're at, whether it's tracking in detail or not in detail. You need to see what effect it's having on you and your body. You can do that again in as much or as little detail as you want. Obviously the more detail, the more accurate. More detail would be getting weighed regularly, taking progress pictures, measurements. Less detail might be your clothes are fitting the same as they normally are. I would expect you to stay static because this is what you've been doing for a long time. Part 2, this is where we actually make a change. So what we need to do is reduce the total energy that's coming in, and we need to increase the total energy that's going out. Now we don't have to do both at the same time, but we need to do one or both so that we can make a change so your body will steadily lose fat. What I would generally suggest is a 10%-ish drop in energy intake and a 10%-ish increase in activity. We keep those two static, and then here's the most important thing, is that you need to do it for at least 2 weeks, ideally 4 weeks, and then we see what happens. So whatever the measures are that you've used before to see that you're at baseline, you're going to do the same measures again to see if the changes you've made have actually made any changes on you and your body composition, and then we know whether you're on the right tracks or not. And that's it. That's the most important things to do to lose fat. Now some bonus things, because we don't just want to lose fat, we want to maintain muscle mass so we can still feel toned or not look like we're getting ill or anything like that. What we need to do for that, 2 important things. Number 1 is some kind of resistance training. Now that could be lifting weights, it could be doing bodyweight exercises, whatever it is. Basically for resistance training, it's something that makes your muscles strain and work hard. That'll tell your muscles that we want you to stay around when we're losing fat. And the other thing is we need to make sure that we're eating enough protein. So generally speaking, for women, 100 to 150 grams a day, and for men, 150 to 200 grams a day. Obviously that's going to be individual, but they're not bad as a starting point. And that's it. Like, that covers like 90% of the progress of fat loss. Now you need to just do those things over a consistent long period of time, and slowly your body fat will drop. The important thing to remember is losing the first pound of body fat and losing the 50th pound of body fat is the exact same mechanisms. It's just that one's being done for longer than the other. And there are lots of other things that you can think about, like meal timing and the specific food you eat and everything like that. But to be honest, they only matter to you, and because they need to be individual to you. Those things for me are going to look different to those things for you. Those things for a mum who's got 3 kids and she's running around looking after them are going to be very different to someone who's at university and they don't wake up till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's fat loss in a nutshell. If you want more specific details, we've got our Kickstart, which covers everything to do with like whether you should be losing fat, maintenance, muscle building, that sort of stuff. We've got our actual fat loss course, we've got muscle gain course. Anything you think you could need, links below, and I'll speak to you in the next video.